We are. We are on the draw and can keep this hand again. Thoughtseize, Bitter Blossom, Virtue. We'll see where that leads us. Hopefully we don't have to fetch Shock Thoughtseize, but might be a possibility here. Okay, so double Field of Ruin. We may have to fetch Shock. Yeah, because we need double black for the Lily. So this is probably Spirits or something crazy like a Vanifair combo or something. Spirits. So this is a hand where Bitter Blossom Virtue is very good. Instant or sorcery spell, so that's fine for our hand. We don't care about that much. Plus I don't really want to take a low power level card like that. Collected Company's tough, but I don't know that we can beat Drogskull, Image Drogskull. But also turn 2 Geist is pretty bad. The Hierarch makes Liliana not great. So basically, how does Bitter Blossom double Virtue win us the game, and how can they counteract that? Probably tons of Drogskull captains. They are stuck on mana, which is good, but they can always image the Hierarch, and or they can always just draw a land. Yep. So we're going to take a lot of hits from this thing. Let's do this first. I don't really know what I want to get here. I don't want to just get a swamp. So we're going to take 7 here. Maybe more. Yeah, we're super dead now. I mean, if we draw a path or a push for the captain, we can go Virtue and kill the captain. That's probably our best draw. Thoughtseize, not so much. We're taking 2 more damage. We still have to kind of chump block the Geist. Liliana minus doesn't do anything. Thoughtseize puts us to 4, and we're dead to just the Angel. I think we're dead regardless. I think we needed a removal spell here. I'm trying to think. Yeah, because we're going to take 6 just from Angel and Drogskull Captain. Okay. We're done. No need to show them anything else. This is also, this and humans are matchups where I wonder if the other Liliana is good. Probably is. So we definitely want Settle here. Wrath and Call are a little less obvious than something like humans. Brutality's tough because it kills things and it takes Collected Company, which seems really good. The discard spells, unlike humans, it's not an easy cut because they tend to be very interactive in their hand. Probably trim a Thoughtseize at least. Maybe also an Inquisition. So Thoughtseize only hits Collected Company, which Brutality hits also. Inquisition hits all their other threats. So maybe we do that. Kaya seems weak. Liliana I might keep on the play. So what are we? We're at 60 already. On the draw, I think I'll trim a Liliana, add in a Thoughtseize, and maybe leave it at that. I could see Kaya, but that's a stretch. Virtues are good. Bitter Blossoms are good. Again, unlike humans, where Bitter Blossom's a little bit slow, this tends to be a little bit grindier matchup, unless they have draws like that, obviously, where they just run us over and we can't interact. This is also a matchup where this in humans, where a lot of people run 4-path and 3 Fatal Push, and these are the matchups where it would make sense to. This hand's very good. Having the tap land's annoying, but not bad, really. Because I do want to turn 1 Inquisition, and then I do have Push on turn 2, even though I'd rather play Bitter Blossom on turn 2, but that's okay. And we have a couple turns to draw our 3rd land. But really we want a land and or a virtue. Don't care about path. Actually, it's kind of helpful. Don't really care about Vial. I'm just under the camp in general. I'm curious to hear people's opinions on this, that you just want to take their threats and rather not waste card advantage on a Vial. Now, if they had like 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, and I didn't have removal spells, I would probably take the Vial because that would help them a lot, especially cards that have value on it at instant speed, but not now. Captain I can kill. Knight of Autumn gets its value anyway, so I'm going to take that. I was going to take the Captain just out of habit, but given I'd have the 1 Bitter Blossom and the History of Analia, I think I want to take the Knight. And we can kill the Captain. Worst case, we can path it. And we just have to make sure we do that before they play a second Captain. And knowing they have the Aether Vial, obviously, they can instant speed another Captain, so we need to keep that in mind. Obviously, drawing Inquisition again changes that a lot. Alright, definitely taking Geist here. Really glad we drew that. Obviously, History of Analia stops the Geist a little bit, but still good not to have to worry about it. Discard spells are always tough in a matchup like this, but it does look like I'm being rewarded right now for keeping the Inquisitions in. Alright, if that resolves, plus a Basilisk Collar and 2 removal spells, that's pretty huge for us. Or since the Bitter Blossom resolved, I should say. So the question here becomes when to path the Drogskull Captain. I do it when they're tapped out. I don't think they have anything that can give it hexproof, except for another Drogskull Captain. Rattle Chains, I guess. So if they have a Rattle Chains, they can vial it in at any point also. Like they can vial it in now. Because what I want to do, what I want to do is cast another Bitter Blossom, but I do need to get rid of this Captain. So they have 1 card. Rattle Chains is the only thing they have other than another Captain. So I'm going to path on their upkeep before they can vial in another Captain, before the vial trigger goes off. And if they have Rattle Chains, then it doesn't really matter when I do it, whether it's now or their upkeep, they'll have it anyway. So we'll see what they do. Nothing. Cool. So Basilisk Collar does get around the like double hexproof thing that they have, but I'd rather just not deal with it. We still have a Fatal Push in our hand, and it's enough of a threat on its own that I don't want to do it. They can make use of their lands now that they have a Horizon Canopy, but I'm not too concerned about that. Alright, so they're vialing something in, and then probably ticking it up to 3 would be my assumption. Selfless Spirit, I do not care about. Not right now, at least. It's also a reason why Wrath is not so good in this matchup, but maybe I'll consider that. Although game 3, if I'm on the draw, you kind of want the Wrath anyway. It's hard to say. Alright, so probably a Spell Queller. Let's go ahead and just start attacking. And I don't care much if they Spell Queller my Bitter Blossom. It's not the end of the world. And if they Let It Resolve, then I get 2 Bitter Blossoms, and it's also not a big deal. Okay, so nothing. Well, so if I had drawn a 3rd land, I don't know if I would have cast History. I think that's the real decision, right? Obviously, I was pretty priced in, and having a Bitter Blossom, I don't care if they Spell Queller the other Bitter Blossom, but I did want to resolve the History, so I'm not sure what I would have done there. So what I am going to do now is, well, probably going to equip and attack. Just try to start gaining my life back. Yeah. And I want to just guarantee a point of life rather than leaving it back to block, especially given they just have X1s anyway. And I don't mind chump blocking a Mausoleum Wander if they... Oh, probably should have attacked with both. That wasn't thinking there. And if they want to hit it with Path to Exile, then they give me my other land, so we're all good. Okay. Drogskull Captain. Okay. Oh, maybe it's a good thing I've got extra blockers back now. So I do need to get rid of this Selfless Spirit. They're pathing their own Selfless Spirit. Okay. So they're trying to cast Collected Company. Clearly. Which makes my Wrath worse. Oh, Worship. So I did discuss whether I wanted to bring in a disenchant for a Worship. So this obviously gets my Wrath of God pretty good. So Worship with double Bitter Blossoms kind of rough, because I'll end up killing myself at some point. Alright, this is pretty brutal here. I'm just going to attack with everything. They may not care. If they block one, I'll Fatal Push the Drogskull Captain. Yep. So the Wrath will be interesting. Oh, I can't Fatal Push the Wanderer. I kind of have to Fatal Push the Captain. Okay. Well, they probably have to kill me at some point. I would assume they'll have to start attacking, in which case I can block, trigger revolt, and kill the captain. Okay. So something like a virtue does great. Soren at some point, but obviously I need the lands to get there first. Thalia, sure. Alright, at least they're empty-handed now. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Boom. Boom. Trigger revolt. Kill the captain. Obviously, the other option is to like kill Thalia, but because that makes my wrath cost more. But I'd rather this way. Oh, right. That was pretty terrible. Here I am thinking about them having to being able to counter my wrath. Okay, well. Oh no. Oh, all the annoyances here. Does it matter how many I attack with? Not really. I need to get a virtue out so I can start getting 2 life a turn and stop this self-clock I made for myself. Come on, land. And like lots of lands in a row. That counts. So at least I can start gaining my life back now. Unless they have other plans, but yep, okay. So I guess the plan is at some point, Wrath of God. Yeah, I need a lot of lands to go through a Wanderer and a Thalia. But then after I wrath, I have to then build some kind of board up again and kill whatever they've drawn afterwards. It's kind of a lot. I guess Collective Brutality gets me around this, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Collective Brutality. Also having to go around Thalia and Mausoleum Wanderer is annoying. So that costs 3. I need 2 for the Wanderer. Plus a lot of, pretty much just a lot of extra mana. What I could do on 5 is cast the Wrath, make them counter it with the Wanderer. And then the following turn, drain them for 2. Thing is, they're just building up this hand with probably collected companies and being able to go off Aether Vial and all that good stuff. Alright, let's try this here. I'm going to try to Wrath. Well, or not, let's see. So if they put in a Spirit, this goes up to a 3. So I need 6 mana for this. I'm up to 5. I think we can hold a little bit longer. I've gone through 2 Inquisitions. So maybe I can wait for an Inquisition or a Thoughtseize. Okay, well that's really annoying. Leon's not bad. Not bad at all, actually. Spell Queller? Yeah, I mean that's fine. I need to start getting through all their answers here. And I assume they're just waiting for the Bitter Blossoms to kill me. I don't really know here what their game plan is. Image on Captain. Yep. Well, Wrath will get rid of one of their Wanderers. I'm going to just go ahead and attack with all because why not? So, do this now or just wait? I'm going to do it now. They clearly need to let this... What? Whoa. They let this resolve? Oh man, I should have had one more land. Sure. So I don't know if they're going to violin and try to kill Liliana? Did they just misclick or something? So they have one card in hand. Still one card in hand. So we'll see if I can attack with Vent. That's strange. And win? Maybe not show them the brutality? Okay. They control no creatures. Alright, well we got really lucky there. Not sure what they messed up there. I don't think I missed anything. So maybe Kaya's not bad for the Mausoleum Wanderers. I guess I want to keep the Wrath. I was going to take it out because of Selfless Spirit, but I guess not. Basilisk Collar saved me that game for sure. Let's add a Thoughtseize, and we'll add Kaya just to test her out. We'll cut Liliana here. Ooh, maybe I want to disenchant. I wasn't quite done there. That was my mistake. Yeah, I can keep this hand. Yeah, I don't know if I mean, Brutality is a great answer to Worship, obviously. It's hard to run a disenchant for like a 1 or a 2 of. I guess the Phantom's the bad card for us. Wander is annoying, but alright, so we need, I'd love Bitter Blossom obviously, but a Lingering Souls will do. Obviously they have the Wander to try to counter it, but it's not a big deal. Triple Virtue's kind of rough. Ooh, another 1-drop. Yep. Go Kaya. Start picking off 1-drops. So Inquisition obviously does nothing. And History being an enchantment is really nice against the Wanderer here. Another Hierarch. Okay. That's actually going to hurt. It hit me for 4. Actually, yeah, they're going to hit me for 4 in the air twice. So if I draw a removal spell, I'm going to have to hit that. Yeah, so do I take 2 and play Virtue now, given I have to play all these Virtues? And then do I wait for them to attack? No, I think I just... Because any attacking Hierarch is going to be a 3/4, which is bigger than a 3/3 Knight. But not a 4/4 Knight if I get 2 of them out. So I'm punished here if they drew Spell Queller. Big bucks, no whammy? Alright, sweet. So bought ourselves a turn here. Must have drawn a land or something. And assuming no Spell Queller, otherwise they would have cast it on the path. So if we can draw an untapped land and go Virtue, Virtue, that'd be pretty cool. Ooh, Moorland Hunt's good for them. Yep. Take the 3. Land. Settle. I guess I can double block, and then if they have a trick, I can path. Hate to trade a knight with a noble hierarch, but I think we have to play to what we have here. Oh, I could just path there. What? Okay. Didn't want to activate, I guess. Okay. Yeah, let's see what they do. Probably going to want a chump block, would be my guess. Let's see if we can bait out whatever they have in their hand. Okay, they're probably going to chump block anyway, so I don't know that I need to cast the other virtue and leave myself dead to something. Okay. Yes, I would. Thank you. Create a spirit. Okay. It takes 6. So do I do this? Maybe. If it's just a land, then image. All right. So maybe could have hit their spirit with Path to Exile, but yeah, I was gonna maybe hit the spirit with the Path to Exile, but I think I just want to hit the captain. And then I'll take 4. They'll have to start chump blocking. Can maybe leave up Settle the Wreckage. And then I'll have to start attacking with Shambling Vent to get my life total back up. Or I could start attacking with Vent now. Go to 8. So I could push and attack with Vent. And I probably... Well, I guess they can make another token still. So maybe I have to push the token that gets pumped, and then if they draw... Okay. Say if they draw something like a Spell Queller, that's bad, but I think at this point I'm just going to do this. And no more targets with Moorland Haunt. And I do have a Settle the Wreckage. Hierarch's attack as 3/4s. I am assuming they chump block the knight anyway. Do I need to play the virtue? Yeah, I mean, they have to chump block something anyway. I'd rather not give away that I have nothing. Oh yeah, I guess they can make tokens with... So they chump block with hierarchs, gives them more fuel for their moorland haunts. So I kind of need to find a field of ruin. I'm gonna do this. Probably need to cast Settle. At some point. But I guess I'm at high enough life total that I don't need to do it quite yet. Yep, make a token. Let them attack or let them block. Sure. I'm actually okay with that. I did forget it was a 2/2. Was misjudgment on my part, but I'm actually still okay with that trade. So I'm going to have to grind through all these tokens at some point anyway. Ugh. That's brutal. Yep. So obviously I could have not fetched, but I think I want the lands. Still have a settle. A lot of outs here. Brutality being one. Liliana being another one that eventually gets me there. Kaya helps, slows down the clock on their end. I am going to need Settle to resolve, though. Sure. So I definitely would have wanted to use the settle on something like the Supreme Phantom, but I don't know that I could have afforded to do that again. I think I just do it. Just assuming they don't have a spell queller. All right, got there. All right, guys. Long, grindy. Worship's a problem, but that one we got it. Obviously, we were kind of ahead the whole game. And game two, I mean, they just misplayed. I'm curious to see how that game would have ended up, but luckily we don't have to. All right, I'll be back for the next round.